Alright, here's how that lab's going to work today. I've already opened up the Robot C program. Here's my welcome screen. I'm going to go to File and pick Open Sample Program. And I got to search in the PLTW folder for a file called PLTW Templates. I'm picking the backup one. And open. This stuff here in green, we're going to fill out first. This here is our title of our project, the team members, the date, the section we are in. Here's that task description, then pseudocode, then we'll write the program down here. Let's do it in the right order. So I'm going to give this here a title. I'm just calling this one here some basic coding lab. Team members, type in all your names. Again, I suggest each one of you write your own code for this first time to learn the program. So everyone writes their own. I still put all my team members' names here, but I write this one, and so will all day. Today's date is the 12th. The section is hour 1. And the task description. So that sentence or two to kind of give an overview of what's going to happen for our project. I'm just going to type in just the beginning to learn how to enter and edit code. The pseudocode we can't write yet because I don't know the names of my motors or sensors. That comes next. First I do my description, then I do my motor sensor setup. Click up here. Here we have our motors. I can program in any kind of analog sensors or digital sensors. I'm going to go to motors first. I have 10 ports to pick from. I'm going to pick port number 1. And the naming here is kind of a trick to it. If you name it incorrectly, it won't recognize it. And what does that mean? We'll kind of let you know as we go. So I'm just going to give this motor a name. I'm going to call my motor number, just the word 1. Okay, numbers don't work. Capital letters don't work. Must be lowercase. Call this 1. Type of motor, I have options. Well, the ones we have in our kits is this VEX 393 motor. I'll pick that one. And then don't check reversed. This one is fine as is. Done. That's ready to go. And I'm going to say I have a digital sensor. Oh, it's not working now. There it goes. And I'm going to call this one here bump, because we're using a bump switch. And my sensor is going to be a touch sensor, which is kind of weird. A bump switch, but it's a touch sensor. And I'm going to say apply. So again, I went to motors. Under port 1, I gave it a name. It's a VEX 393 motor. I went to digital sensors. Gave it a name. It's a touch sensor. And I'm going to apply that. What happens now is it'll take my information, put it into my code. So now OK it. It comes back up here. I now have 2 lines of code written up here. It says one's called a sensor. It's in digital port number 1. It's called bump. I have a motor in motor port number 1. It's called 1. This is all same. Pseudocode. Here I want to get kind of a little more picky. I want to say I want to turn the motor 1 on for 5 seconds. I'll hit return. I'm going to say I'm going to turn the motor 1 off. Then I'm going to say, whoops, spelling the content right here, sorry. turn. So motor's on for 5, off for 5. Then I'm going to say I want to use the bump switch. So I want to say I want the switch called bump to turn the motor 1 on. Then the switch called bump to turn the motor 1 off. So I'm going to have the motor turn on by itself for 5 seconds, then turn off, and then wait to be the switch pressed on to turn it back on. It'll run until I bump the switch off. I'm just going to have to do a one-time through program. It's going to run. When it's done, the program is done. Okay. Now let's get this coding written. I need to go below all this chunk in green here. I'm going to take this here and delete it off. Okay. Task main, this is where it starts reading the coding. As told in class yesterday, these little backslashes tell the computer to skip this, don't read it. The double one means this whole row don't read. Up here, the single slash, the star, it says things in between this bracket or backslash and that one, ignore. It's just there for my benefit. Down here, this task main, this parentheses, this says begin reading now. This little bracket is the beginning of my code. I'm going to go one line below it. So I'm going to have this motor turn on for 5 seconds. Over here, under natural language, I have all of my little commands. I have something called setup, called movement. I have a robot motion. I have wait time. I have untils, specials, and timing. For now, I use one called movement. I'm going to turn the motor on. Here's one's called start motor. If I click and drag and drop it one line below, it's a start motor. Okay? It needs to know the motor port and the motor speed. Well, my motor is called 1. And the speed, I'm just going to go speed of 70. All right? This little colon back here, this means that this is the end of the sentence. It's like a period at the end of the sentence. I'm going to go just past it, hit return. I want to have a motor run for 5 seconds. So turn the motor on. I need to wait. Click drag, put it below, and I'm going to enter in my wait time of 5 seconds. Hit return. Again, the colon's there. I need to go stop motor. Click drag, drop it. And stop motor, this one's called motor 1. And that part's done. So done. Next is on the switch to turn the motor on, switch to turn the motor off. Okay, so we have start motor, it runs, stops motor. That part's done. Now I need to go to, it's going to be my untils, and it's going to be an until a bump. Click drag, I'm going to go one line below, so have a space, until bump. So here I want to have, this can all go away, my delay time, milliseconds can go away too. I just want to go until bump, and it's called bump. Return. I'm going to go start motor. And again, I'll call my motor number 1. And speed will go 70 again. And now I'm not going to do a wait. I'm going to do an until bump. So until bump. Again, I can delete this here off. and it's called bump. And I'm going to put down stop motor. And this one's called motor number 1. And let's see if it makes sense or not. So here I have the motor gets turned on by itself, runs 5 seconds, turns off by itself. Then it's going to wait until I bump the switch, then it turns on, and it'll stay on until I bump the switch again, turns the motor off. Let's see how I did. If I go up here to compile program, it should read through my codes, catch any errors, fix any errors, or note them down here. Let's see. Compile. I'll say OK to this. And then I'll compile the program. And no errors. All right. And how I can tell it is the dark blue font tells me that my code word is correct. The red color writing says that these are recognized words. I can now save this and be ready for the next time. We're going to be getting this down to a robot, and we're going to have it actually run. So I'm going to go to File. If I go Save, it's going to save it as my template. The template's ruined. I don't want that. I'm going to File, Save As. I'm just calling mine here some basic coding lab. And it's going to mine called Documents. And save. And that's the coding part for the day.